timeline. We know what we're doing here. Jerry Colucci has joined us, and we're talking about your business and your new hairdo because you look really
you look
spectacular.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank
Sharp
you.
and happening.
Yes.
Good skin, too, just saying.
Oh, she's got
good
the
skin.
best skin ever.
I have decent skin. I do have to say that.
Own it, girl.
Exactly. We were going to talk about her business, but really we'd rather just kind of give you a lot of compliments
on
right
you.
now. Yeah, exactly. What is going on with this new year in your business?
Oh, we are so busy, and I think I've been in business 13 years, and I can't even believe it. It goes by so fast. And I have a wonderful staff that supports me. I actually got to go to Spain this year because they stayed in the office.
See that on Facebook.
Did you see
Oh,
that?
I was living vicariously through you.
It was sort of an experiment. It was my own trip, my first trip on my own, but it went well, and I came back to, that stockpile of stuff.
That's scary.
Because there are certain things that I can only do. But the business as well. We have wonderful property owners, and we're doing well.
I've always wanted to ask this. I think property owner business is probably the toughest business there is to be in because you got to do with
How
personalities.
many managements or how many properties do you manage now?
We manage about 200 residential properties here, mostly here and in Bluffton. And it is, it's that balancing act because by law we're representing two parties, the owner of the property and the resident. So it gets difficult.
How are most residents or people who come and rent, how would you rate them? Is there a 0 to 10? I mean, are most very conscientious?
Yes,
about
actually,
taking care of the property?
We do take our time to pick residents. Okay. I tell that to especially new owners. We screen everyone, and we say we just don't want to put a warm body in your property.
Right. Okay.
So we're very fortunate. Of course, there's always one that shocks you, that you go into their house and you're like, seriously, you live like this? But for the most part, it's really good. And we have wonderful cooperative owners across the country. Probably about 95% of my property owners I have not met.
Oh, you're kidding.
They're referred to us by realtors, and we do everything by fax, phone, internet. So I don't even
But I think
meet
that
them.
speaks really highly of you.
I
And
do
I mean,
too.
she's very meticulous, obviously. So if you want someone to manage your property, you know that it's going to be taken care of. But the fact that you have a volume of business like that of people that you don't even know personally, that for such an intimate business, it's a home you own, it's a property.
Yeah.
And it's mainly long-term rentals.
It's long-term rentals. A year or more is what we're always looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things with the new year coming is I always think about is updating your home too to make sure that it stays fresh and clean and good.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Do you come and make recommendations?
We do inspections on the property. I have one person who only does physical inspections of the property. And with 200 properties, we're doing about 400 inspections a year because we guarantee at least every 6 months. It's primarily with new owners who are bringing properties to us that they're excited about buying. And then I come in and say, oh, you have to stretch the carpet, you have to paint some walls. And usually they are agreeable.
And that was my big question is what are some little secret tips that we could have of things that you can do to get your property ready?
Well, one of the most important things is the first impression you never get twice.
Right.
And so it has to smell really nice when you
I
walk in.
I totally, I agree with
Like
that.
if there's been a pet in the house and you walk in and you go, there's been a pet in this house. Yeah, that turns everybody off. Even if they have a pet, it turns them off.
But it's other people's pets.
It's other people's pets.
I agree with you.
And nice, clean, fresh walls that are painted. Carpet on the floor can be cleaned, can be stretched, can look nice, but those walls really need to be painted.
Okay.
And that's really important. And the problem is if you rent a property that's not in good shape, your tenants are not going to keep it in good shape.
That's right. You're setting the standard.
You set the low standard, exactly. So that's really important. What was that?
It's an analogy for everything. It's you set a low standard, you're going to get low results.
That's
And I love that little look like, ooh.
I know. That is true.
It is so. If you treat your property with care and it's in excellent condition and it's clean, then the people moving in will have an expectation to keep it that way.
Exactly.
Right?
That is really important. Yeah.
Who do you see as your demographic for long-term renting now?
Well, we've had many people relocating. We rented a house in 2 weeks in Pinecrest to a gentleman relocating from Portugal. He was in Portugal. We had another couple building a house in Belfair, and they rented a house from us, sight unseen, in Pinecrest just to be close to their location.
Exactly.
So we get a lot of relocations, although we have wonderful tenants, and they refer their friends to us.
That's great.
So we do get repeat
Relationship
customers if people move and come back. And right now we have some houses, it's a slow time of year, so owners are sort of frustrated because we're not getting a lot of hits. We do all internet advertising, and we're not getting a lot, and we won't until like January 15th.
How does long-term renting differ from short-term renting beside the price? I mean, I guess I've always never asked about that.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Your short-term is just vacation rentals.
Okay.
And that's sort of how property is treated. Long-term, it's their home.
It's a home. Yeah.
Even though it's your investment property, it's someone's home. So they take pride in it.
Okay.
And they stay for at least a year.
More importantly, do they have towels when they come in?
Absolutely not.
But no,
Unless it's furnished.
towels.
We do rent furnished properties
Okay, got
long
it.
term. Like we have a beautiful house that we advertised on WHHI's real estate news, and it's a beautiful.
Hosted by Jenny, just saying.
Yes, hosted by Jenny. And a
Oftentimes
beautiful
guest.
house.
I know. My favorite guest here.
Favorite guest here.
I know.
So we do. We try to accommodate the owners, and we go out of our way to accommodate the tenants. And
Okay.
the nicer we treat them, the nicer they treat the
great.
properties.
Oh, I could sit here and ask questions about that all the time because I just
Yeah.
assume because we're vacation market.
That it's
That-
Oh,
that's
no.
yeah.
We
I mean,
got a
that's
lot
what
of
you
long
know.
term.
There's that,
Yeah.
that
Really
place for the
interesting.
long
Well, and the
term.
rental market's booming right now.
It really
And
Because there are a lot of people that either lost their homes or
Exactly.
sold their
Right.
homes and they're not ready to reinvest.
Foreclosure and short sale have brought us a level of renter that we didn't have 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about Girl Talk. We've talked
Yeah.
about the real estate show. You're the best guest. I'm feeling the lines. I'm feeling the lines on design.
Yes.
And walking us through one of the long-term rentals and just show people.
Oh,
I think
Oh,
that
that
would
would be a great feature.
What you can expect from a long-term
Yeah, I
rental.
think it'd be
Oh, that
really
would be
interesting.
wonderful.
I agree.
And on that note, we're going to take a
Okay.
quick break. We'll be right
As we
back
plot
here
the rest.
on. Yes, yes. We'll be right back here on Girl Talk.